224 फीट है।
224 फीट। कभी सोचा नहीं था इतना बड़ा होगा। मैं
गोल को मटाल इंडिया से बहुत लोग आते हैं।
जुमा
Our 12 days of road trip through the two states of Andhra Pradesh and Karnataka will remain as one of the best experiences ever. We started from Hyderabad on day 1 and reached the amazing Oravacal Rock Garden by afternoon. Oravacal Rock Garden is scattered with giant-sized prehistoric red rocks made of quartz and silica, which are too unique to look at. On day 2, we started from Oravacal to reach Yaganti, a distant, lesser-known place with magical caves from prehistoric times where sage Agastya is said to have lived and meditated. From Yaganti on the same day we headed for Gandikota, the Grand Canyon over the Penna River in the state of Andhra Pradesh. The raw beauty of the Grand Canyon is too scenic and can amaze anybody. On day 3, we started from Gandikota and reached the densely populated city of Tadipatri to visit one of the unique medieval period temple from the 15th century. On day 4 in the morning, we started for Ballari, famous for the Ballari fort situated atop a massive monolithic rock. Next day morning, we hiked up the Ballari rock to explore the fort atop it. The same day we started for Hampi, where we stopped over for 4 nights. Hampi is one of the best heritage sites of India, and anyone with a love for history and wanting to know more about the rich legacy of India would love to explore it. After exploring the magical history and raw beauty of Hampi for 4 days, on day 8 we checked out of Hampi and headed for Badami to visit the stunning rock-cut Badami caves from the 7th century. We stopped over at Badami for 2 nights. On the 11th day, we checked out from Badami and headed for the last destination of our trip, Vijayapura, a busy city in northern Karnataka famous for the historical remains from the time of the Adil Shahi dynasty. We stayed at Hotel Mayura Adil Shahi, which is located in the heart of the city. The property is under the management of Karnataka Tourism. It is a decent hotel, well maintained and well managed. We had made the booking through the KSTDC website. We had a smooth check-in upon arrival. The wall hangings on the corridor speaks of the historical past of this modern city. There is a lawn at the center surrounded by rooms on all sides. The property is single-storied. It has an Indo-Islamic ambience with canons placed all around the open corridor. This property is also close to most of the important heritage sites of Vijayapura. The room was neat and well kept. Overall, we had a good stay over here. The same day, later in the afternoon, we went to visit the Ibrahim Rouza. Ibrahim Rouza is a huge square complex and has 2 buildings inside. One is the Ibrahim Rouza and the other one is the mosque. As you walk along the path towards the entrance, the view of the 2 towers on either side gives it a grand look. There are tall minarets on all corners of both the buildings, which enhances its appearance.
Pre-wedding shoot koi nahi gelo. Mosque kore setai জিজ্ঞেস করছি.
Rouza means tomb in Persian. Ibrahim Rouza houses the tomb of Ibrahim Adil Shah II and his queen Taj Sultana. The structure was built in the year 1627 by the Persian architect Malik Sandal. Ibrahim Rouza is also believed to be the source of inspiration for the Taj Mahal. The Adil Shahi dynasty ruled parts of southern India from the late 15th century to the late 17th century, with their capital in Bijapur, presently known by its earlier name as Vijayapura. Yusuf Adil Shah, who was the founder of the Adil Shahi dynasty, was of Persian origin. He was purchased as a slave from Iran by Mahmud Gawan, the Prime Minister of the Bahmani Sultanate of Bijapur. Yusuf's capability rapidly brought him to the notice of the Bijapur Sultanate, and soon he was appointed as the governor of Bijapur. When the Bahmani Sultanate started declining, he established himself as an independent ruler of Bijapur and thus started the reign of the Adil Shahi dynasty in the year 1489. He led several expeditions against the Vijayanagara Empire but eventually lost the battle when Krishnadeva Raya ascended the throne of Vijayanagara Empire in the year 1509. The defeat in this battle eventually led to the death of Yusuf Adil Shah. He was succeeded by his son Ismail Adil Shah, who concentrated mostly on expanding his empire during his reign of 24 years. He was also defeated by Emperor Krishnadeva Raya of the Vijayanagara Empire in the Battle of Raichur in 1520. After his death, his younger brother Ibrahim Adil Shah I was declared as the king. He was succeeded by his son Ali Adil Shah, who had no son, so he adopted a male child who went on to become the fifth Sultan of Bijapur, Ibrahim Adil Shah II. During the reign of Ibrahim Adil Shah II, the Sultanate of Bijapur had its greatest period. He was a skillful administrator, artist and poet. Though he was a staunch follower of Sunni Islam, he still remained tolerant towards the other religions. He loved music and played the tanpura. During his time, Bijapur attracted some of the best musicians of the time. For him, the tanpura signified learning. The Ibrahim Rouza complex was built during his reign and houses his tomb and the tomb of his queen Taj Sultana. Apart from that, it also houses the tomb of his mother and his two sons. All the tombs lie within a single chamber. There are 4 doorways to enter from all 4 sides, along with windows on all the 4 sides that allows light to enter. The 5 tombs are set one after the other and the Sultan's tomb stands in the middle. The inside of this tomb has well-crafted and arched windows. The doors and the outer walls are heavily decorated. Some of them even have verses from the Quran engraved on them. The outer walls of the tomb also have panels displaying geometric patterns and calligraphy designs. The tomb is surrounded by a veranda with 7 pointed arches on each side. The upper part of the building is profusely ornamented. At the top there is a crowning dome. It is said that it took 6,000 workers and 36 years to build this structure. The Persian architect of this complex, Malik Sandal's tomb, also lies in the same complex. The gorgeous minarets mark the corners of each building. Each of these minarets are heavily crafted, ending with a small dome at the top which rises from a lotus petal base. The Ibrahim Rouza is no doubt wonderful to look at with its heavily ornamented gigantic structure. No wonder it is referred to as the Taj Mahal of the Deccan. Our next stop was at the Bada Kaman, located at the center of the city. The Bada Kaman is the unfinished tomb of Ali Adil Shah II, who was the grandson of Ibrahim Adil Shah II. Ali Adil Shah II wanted to build the grandest tomb ever that no one had been able to build before. There are 12 massive arches within the Bada Kaman. It was planned that the 12 arches would be placed vertically as well as horizontally surrounding the tomb of Ali Adil Shah. However, for some unknown reason, the work on the structure was left incomplete, and only the 2 arches were raised vertically. If it had been completed, then it would have given a tough competition to the Gol Gumbaz, which we are about to visit the next day. This site houses the tomb of Ali Adil Shah II, his wife and his children. Ali Adil Shah II, during his reign of 16 years, struggled a lot to make his kingdom survive due to the constant attacks of the Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb as well as due to the rise of the Marathas under Shivaji. With the rise of Shivaji, the Adil Shahi Empire started losing its prominence in the south. Our first day at Vijayapura was busy visiting the prominent sites and learning a lot about its history. By evening, we were back to our hotel to relax and enjoy the hospitality and the special Shahi cuisine for the evening. Join us in our next video to experience the Gol Gumbaz, the world's second largest dome.